talk about it. What up, Livy? What up, though? Started this one a little early, obviously. Bananas and strawberries. I don't know what I'm doing laughing loud behind. Hey, what's going on, Livy? Chocolate. Let me make sure this, it's freezing. What up, what up, what up, what up, what up? What's your channel about? TTF. My channel is about, you know what I'm saying, entertainment news, just trendy topics. We get on here, we talk about anything. My community is just dope. The community I'm building. If you stick on the channel, you stick on the stream long enough, you're gonna see my supporters. I know it's early, but they will show up. You know what I'm saying? Where you from, TT? And like the live for me, like the live. Yeah, my channel is really a podcast. You know what I'm saying? So even when I'm live like this, I'm basically, podcasting. Are you familiar with this story that, you know what I'm saying, that the live is about? TT? I'm from Detroit. So this specific story that the live is talking about or titled, you know what I'm saying? It's it's an ongoing story. Thank you, TT. I appreciate you. This is a sad story about a 40-year-old man fucking, you know what I'm saying, having sex with a 13-year-old, well, 14-year-old since she was like 11, 12. Sorry about that. My phone rang. I'm so sorry about that. But you said no, fill me in on the story. Yeah, like this grown man. This is ongoing. This is not old. This is super viral in Detroit. It's viral on the internet. Again, a grown man, a 40-year-old man, was having a relationship with his fucking fiance, who he got 5 kids with, niece that was living at their house. He was having sex with this girl. Apparently, the auntie knew about it. This guy's, you know what I'm saying? This girl's been missing for a whole year, y'all. You know what I'm saying? And they found a lot of her belongings. at this river that's in the heart of Detroit called the Rouge River. It's just a sad story. It's sad, and it's scary you when you know like somebody like this dude. I feel like I've ran into this dude. Like I've seen this dude like for sure. And then the fact I didn't know too much about the story, once they said like where he worked, I instantly knew where he worked at because there was like a car shop on. They named two streets, so I'm like he had to be at this one car shop that's attached to a gas station. And as the court and the judge was reading the allegations and stuff, they like yeah the girl would go from his truck to the gas station back and forth. You know what I'm saying? So nah, fam. Why would I be DeLeon? Nah, fam. We over here talking about something serious. We talking about a child that was being fucking taken advantage of and was in a relationship with a 40 year old 4 or 5 time sex offender in our city, and she came up missing. And the trial. No, it's all good, fam. No, I'm at home. I'm at home, DeLeon. I'm at home. I'm chilling, fam. Where you from, DeLeon? Have you heard about this story? No, you good. You good. It's all love. It's all love. But no, we definitely are here to talk about a real sensitive topic, fam. I'm not sure if you got children, if you got kids, nieces, nephews, Bay Area. Shout out to the Bay, fam. I'm from Detroit, man. Love. I love the Bay. I love shit. I love a lot of places I ain't from. You know what I'm saying? No, never heard of it. Yeah, this is a Detroit story that's viral right now, like as it should be, because it's fucking scary that you could be living anywhere. Jordan, get it again. God save you from France, bro. Hey, shout out to France, fam. I'm from Detroit, man. Welcome to the stream. You know what I'm saying? I hope you're having a great morning. Yeah, they caught him, y'all. He's detained, but the deepest part is they, of course, they trying to charge him and everything, but they've never found her body. But they know he was the last person to talk to her. They know he was the last person to, that she was around the day she came up missing. They He had the glasses the girl had on. You know what I'm saying? Like the shit is it's a wild story, y'all. It's wild. Like it's to the point where the court and like if y'all go watch and look up this story, like y'all will see like the judge is emotionally invested in this at the end of the day. He was the fiance. Yeah, he was the fiance of the girl's auntie. Yeah, of her auntie, because the girl mama not in her life. She was living with her grandma, so she kind of like would be at the auntie house type shit. But y'all guys, they read the text messages, everything about this case. Like, ain't no like, they think he was having a relationship with the girl. Like, no, he got text messages asking this young lady to come suck his stuff, and yeah, it's wild. It's fucking wild. It's a scary fucking story, man. I'm about to see if I can find this one. So this fool groomed her. Yeah, y'all. I mean, shit, groomed. Y'all, he was having. That's the deepest part. I don't think I said that yet. He got her pregnant, y'all. So she suspected she was pregnant, and she was texting this guy like, because basically he would keep texting her about sex. You know what I'm saying? While he apparently, y'all, this shit crazy to say. Like he was having sex with her while the auntie was at home. So It got to the point where this fucking child would tell him to like distract his fiance and come into the basement so they could have sex. And he'd be on some like, let me go wash up, you know what I'm saying? Like shit like that, y'all. But he ended up getting her pregnant. And once she started texting him about the pregnancy, you know what I'm saying? He started getting dry and ignoring her, and I guess making her seem like he was down there making her seem like oh, you must be cheating or doing it to somebody other than me if you're pregnant type shit. And then she kept asking him to get a plan B, and he basically people the judge and them think he tried to do like an at-home abortion and it went wrong and she died. Yeah, that's what the judge think.
All right, we switch gears now to go back to Michigan, where
You said this fool got her pregnant. How did they get the text messages? This is they got them text messages, y'all. And the deepest part is, of course, some of the shit that they read in court, he literally would tell her like, make sure you delete the messages, shit like that. But they're reading. Think about it, y'all. If they able to read in court that you text somebody, delete the messages, and they say, okay, I deleted them, that means they're able to pull up these messages whether they're deleted or not. So if it, at the end of the day, we all gotta learn from shit like this. If you on bullshit like that, you know what I'm saying? Learn. You ain't getting away with shit. I'm telling y'all, this shit is wow. Shit is wild. Wow. I know it's early, but like this stream was supposed to start to like 4 o'clock, but I'm like, hey, let me get on here real quick and see if people even understand what's going on. She probably got smart and didn't really delete the messages. Great point. Great point, TT. What's up, Miss Scott? Hola, Derek and community showing support in here. Good looking. You know, I'm just on here, super early. You know what I'm saying? It's 10 in the morning. Miss Scott, I know you somebody that'll be CTT people like Miss Scott. This one of my supporters, somebody else that I support. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, Miss Scott, this is a story from Detroit. You know I'm from Detroit. This is literally 10 minutes, less than 10 minutes away from my house, where this guy used to work and where apparently their home is at. Both directions, not far from where I live. But this 40-year-old man had a relationship with a 14-year-old, and he had a multiple year relationship. So he been doing stuff with this girl since she was 12. Especially if he started ignoring her, she probably was like, this guy ain't going to get away with this. Right. Miss Scott said the story is devastating, beyond devastating, y'all. This shit is like, if you got kids, if you got, again, nieces, nephews, this shit gotta touch your heart. Like, this is a child out here dealing with a grown ass sex offender. And I was thinking about it yesterday. I'm like, so his fiance had to know he was a sex offender. That's the weirdest part. If you know he's a sex offender, how you with him? It's crazy the fact that they still haven't found her is even more crazy, right? But they use the phone pinging technology to where his location led them to the Rouge River. So a river, and when they got to the river, they found some of her belongings, guys. They did. So they're, you know, where's the fiance? Are they questioning her? So she's like, they just had like the preliminary hearings, and yeah, they questioned the fiance, but they got recordings of her like literally calling him and basically like he like telling her like leave the house and shit like that. I don't want to bother you. Gosh, she never seemed like she was phased by what was going on at all. She never seemed phased. The fiance, the fiance. So basically, my point is, people feel like the fiance has something to do with this shit. Those six sick people's spouse do be knowing if you are an offender. Most of them have to wear a device on their leg that looks like a house arrest bracelet. Really? He was a 4, 5 time sex offender. And they said the weirdest part is, like, he got 13 kids, boys and girls, but he used to always say he want the girls to come to the car shop to clean up the shop. That's what he would tell everybody. So he'd have whoever dropping these girls off, like, to come clean up his. So the judge just don't trust him even with his own kids at this point. So they trying to look into all that. T said the fiance had to know something if he's telling her to leave the house. Yeah, no, it sounds like super sketchy. Good morning, Smiley. Good morning. Smiley, I don't know if you heard of this story. This story is it's from Detroit, but it's viral. You know what I'm saying? It's viral. This grown ass man. Look, y'all, I got a video. Even though I'm not on like a regular stream to where I can like share it. Um, this will give y'all a little glimpse.
Hearing is continuing and could determine whether a man will stand trial for the murder of a missing 13-year-old girl. Police arrested and charged 41-year-old Jarvis Butts for the murder of Naziyah Harris. Investigators say Butts was in a relationship with the victim's aunt, fathering 5 children with her. Butts is suspected of impregnating Naziyah, then killing her to cover up the sexual assault. Naziyah lived with her grandmother and was last seen on January 9th of 2024. She was reported missing after she didn't return home from school. Prosecutors allege that Butts picked her up from school and murdered her once he found out that the teen was pregnant with his child. Even after an extensive search last year, her body still has not been found. Butts has also been charged with sexual abuse of 2 other girls in separate cases. He was previously convicted and served almost 10 years in prison in 2005 for similar charges. And on Monday, 8 witnesses, including Naziyah's grandmother and aunt, testified during that preliminary exam. And a full day of witness testimony will continue in day 2 of the hearing today. So let's get back into court. On the stand now is U.S. Border Patrol Agent Wayne Barnes. Now he's detailing the search and rescue efforts for Naziyah and the clothing that was found.
I was working in a search and rescue capacity. That's our primary job, or my primary job.
Yeah, no, it's extremely sad.
Okay, and were you working alone or with a partner or a group of people?
With a team. There was a sizable team with it.
And what is it that you guys were doing?
We were responding to a missing person.
Okay.
In that area.
And which area are we talking about? Where were you at?
7 Mile and Berg.
Okay. And what was your role in searching the 7 Mile and Berg area?
I was searching the riverbank of the River Rouge. We were searching south along the bank. I was on the east side of the bank in the 7 Mile Berg area.
Okay. And when you were searching this area, was there anything in particular that you were told to look for?
Just nothing solid, but there were just some child-sized clothing things, just anything that could have been washed up on the riverbank. There was a storm recently, so we were in the water and on the riverbanks.
Okay, so you're kind of looking for maybe some child-sized clothing.
Yes.
Okay, and did you come across any clothing that you thought maybe would fit the description?
Yes.
Okay, and where was that at?
That was south of 7 Mile and Berg, near a abandoned structure next to a dirt parking lot. about, I can't give an exact distance, maybe 50 feet off the river.
Okay. And when you find articles of clothing, what is it that you do?
So as y'all can see, like, this cop is saying that he believed they found her belongings, period. And again, they wasn't just searching the area to be searching. That's where they pinged his location the day she came up missing. Thank you, TT. Thank you, Smiley. Hold on, because I want y'all to really see this.
In your role?
So there's a lot of stuff that might be washed up. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to age it and make sure that it is something that could possibly be related. And then I'm going to just immediately report a picture to the incident command so that they can send people to carpet inspector.
Okay, and when you say age, what do you mean by aging?
Just to make sure that it hasn't obviously been in the brush for years, or it's not some garbage that washed up. That's all.
Okay, and in this search in particular, what was kind of the time frame that you were supposed to be like using to age?
Recent, not like within a month or two.
Okay.
So it would still look new.
Okay. And
I don't know, TT.
so when you find items, you said that you age them and then you kind of report them to incident command.
Yes.
Okay, and how is it you report them? Do you go like a walkie-talkie? Do you call them on the phone?
Via radio. Okay. Yeah, via radio, and then there's usually some type of a chat, but I wasn't communicating directly on the chat. I just kind of forwarded the photos to a supervisor who then gave the photos to the incident commander.
Okay.
And they would divvy those out to the detectives.
Okay. And what is it that you found in this case?
I found I don't know if this is the right term for it, but a onesie. It was mostly balled up in the brush with a shoe inside.
Yep, they always close.
And so I pulled I didn't know it was clothing at the time, but I pulled it out of the brush just to kind of open it up and see what it was. And then once I saw that it was clothing with the shoe inside, I just reported it to the incident command.
Okay, and when you're touching these items, are you wearing gloves?
Yes.
Okay. Do you recall, describe the onesie, color, size, anything like that?
Pink.
Okay.
Honestly, the size, I don't. Small.
And what about the shoes?
Shoe.
Or shoes? Shoe that you
It
found?
was a small Nike shoe.
Okay. And sorry.
It was inside the onesie, which was inside out.
Okay. Okay. And were you instructed to recover those at the time?
Like bag them and bring them somewhere?
Yep.
No.
Okay.
No, that wasn't.
Were you? How do you, I guess, convey to someone where at these items are?
GPS coordinates.
Okay. And did you author like a paragraph report in this case?
Yes.
Okay. And did you include coordinates in that report?
Yes, and they were incorrect in that report. I just went over it yesterday. I do have the correct coordinates if you guys want those.
Okay. Yes. Could you please provide us with the correct coordinates?
Yes.
And is there something that you're going to be using to refresh your memory?
I have a piece of paper here.
Okay.
So, the coordinates that were provided in the paper were for the incident command. These coordinates are very close to where that piece of clothing was found.
Okay.
They're decimal degrees, 42.426693.
Okay.
Negative 83.268497.
Okay. So the coordinates that are in your report are where incident command was kind of set up?
That's the incident command, yes.
Okay. I'm going to
No, I think they saying she had on the onesie because I seen a picture of the onesie and it looked like a you know, I guess like a, not an adult size, but not a little kid size onesie either. So I think that's what they saying. No, she didn't have the baby because she was texting him saying, you know, it's been 2 months I haven't had my period. So no, she wouldn't have even been like halfway through her pregnancy.
Show you what's already admitted as People's Exhibit 14. I'm going to show just some specific pictures from that. We're looking at picture 63 here. Tell me, do you recognize anything in this photo?
Yes.
What is it that you recognize?
The pink article of clothing in the shoe.
Okay, and when you initially saw these items, is that how you saw them?
No, they were just balled up in the brush, just kind of stuffed in there.
Okay.
So,
sorry, continue.
I pulled them out and set them that way so the detectives would see it.
Okay, so I'm gonna go to photo 69. Is this the shoe that you had found that was inside the leg of the pink jumpsuit?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it is.
And 67. Is this a photo of them just from the behind?
Yes.
Okay, and you're the one who kind of took them apart and placed them separately like that?
I did, okay. Yes. Yeah.
I agree, Smiley.
All right. And did you do anything else as it relates to this case?
No.
Nothing further, Judge. Oh, okay. Sorry, 1 minute.
Yeah.
But it's always, always 1,000 times worse when the person is a child or a baby. Someone in the dawn of their lives who haven't begun to live their lives. The picture behind me is of Naziyah, and that will always be haunting because it was taken just a short time before the evidence shows that she was never seen or heard from again.
This is one of the most difficult cases that I have been a part of. The tragedies that happened to this little girl touches each and every one of us. And unfortunately, she lost her life at the hands of someone who should have been concerned about her safety.
Today we are charging Jarvis Butts with 1 count of first-degree premeditated murder, 1 count of criminal sexual conduct in the 2nd degree, and 1 count of child sexually abusive material. Mr. Butts targeted and befriended women who had to have sexual relationships with their young daughters.
So.
He would have relationships with their mothers, but his true desire was to have sex with their young daughters. That's what the evidence will show. He was a classic and expert groomer and pedophile.
Now, Naziyah's body has never been...
Did
and
y'all
1 count of
hear
child
that?
sexually abusive material.
Did y'all just hear that?
Mr. Butts targeted and befriended women who had to have sexual relationships with their young daughters. He would have relationships with their mothers, but his true desire was to have sex with their young daughters. That's what the evidence will show. He was a classic and expert groomer and pedophile.
Now, Naziyah's body has never been found, but prosecutors allege that Butts killed the teen after he found out that she was pregnant.
I guess because he was just a sex offender.
We must be very careful who we let into our hearts and our homes and our lives. Life can be hard enough at times, but when it comes to our children, we must be deliberative, we must be diligent, and laser focused on their safety.
Let me see if I can. This is what y'all really want to watch. This is it, y'all.
I'm not a lawyer, but I am a mother, and there is a case out of Detroit that has absolutely broken my heart.
So again, as y'all can see, sorry y'all, as y'all can hear, this lady is not even from Detroit. She's not from Detroit.
I'm not a lawyer, but I am a mother, and there is a case out of Detroit that has absolutely broken my heart. Let me tell you everything you need to know about why this man has been charged with the death of this 13-year-old little girl. And yes, it's what you're thinking. Okay, so the first thing you need to know is that this is a circumstantial case. There's no body, no weapon, and no eyewitness.
It says that the cause of death remains unknown, which, Judge, obviously, Ms. Craig is getting to one of the main issues in this case and one of the big questions in this case that I anticipate is going to be a defense argument.
We all know that that's one of the big issues here in this case. So I will admit it.
A little bit of context to set you up. This is Naziyah Harris, and in 2024, which is the year she went missing, she was living with her grandmother, Annette Harris, her aunt, Shannon Harris, and her aunt Shannon's 5 children. Naziyah's biological mother was not in her life.
Now, you are Naziyah's maternal grandmother, correct?
Correct.
You're also her adopted, correct?
Correct.
And she was adopted in 2016?
Yeah.
Is her birth mother still around?
She is.
Okay, does she have a relationship with her?
No.
She doesn't have any type of relationship, no contact with her that you know of?
Well, let me say this. I don't deal with my daughter, so she really didn't have no contact with Naziyah like that. She only came around now and then.
Now, the father of Aunt Shannon's 5 children is this man, 41-year-old Jarvis Ramon Butts.
Do you have any children?
Yes.
How many kids do you have?
5.
And do all your kids have the same dad?
Yes.
Who's their dad?
Jarvis Butts.
Jarvis has apparently like 13 kids. He works as a mechanic and he owns an auto body shop with this man whose name is Cordell Wright, aka King. And this body shop that the two own and work at is not too far from where Naziyah lives with her grandmother. Police say that on January 9, 2023, Naziyah gets off her school bus, but instead of heading home to her grandmother's house, she instead heads toward Jarvis's shop.
It is January 9, 2024, 2:54 p.m.
That's
Now,
terrible.
before she reaches the shop, Jarvis and King see her as they are on their way back from picking up a part from the auto store.
On our way back from AutoZone, I believe we forgot something. So we ended up turning back around, going back to AutoZone. Grabbed whatever we forgot, came back. And on our way back, we was going down Harper. Jarvis said, I see my niece right there, she walking. We pulled into Angel's liquor store. I still didn't see her coming across my face, so she right there, she was coming across the street at that time. She got in the truck with us, she spoke, Naziyah, and we proceeded back to the shop. We started working with Jaguar, putting the parts back on.
Now, multiple people testify about seeing a little girl with Jarvis on January 9th, the day she went missing, including Jarvis's own sister, who brought her car up to the shop that day.
And what's the reason that you went and talked to Detroit police?
I had a reason to believe that I saw Naziyah the day she went missing.
From the very beginning, where is it that you think you saw Naziyah?
At the shop on our own house.
Okay, and whose shop is that?
My brother Jarvis Butts and his partner.
So what's the reason you were at your brother's shop that day?
Something was wrong with the car that I was driving, and I just needed him to check it out to make sure it was safe for me to drive.
Do you recall about what time did you go to Jarvis's shop that day?
About 4 p.m. give or take 10 minutes. So I was sitting outside the shop in my car because they were working on another car on the inside. As I sat there for the time that I was there, I kept seeing a little girl get in and out of his truck, going to the gas station and going back to his car.
Do you get a look at this little girl that you see getting in and out of his car?
I saw her, as she was walking, I never saw her face. I just remember her having on a colorful jacket.
Did you know who this little girl was at the time?
No.
And did you ever ask Jarvis who the little girl was?
Yes.
And what did he tell you?
He told me, and I can't remember if it was this exact word, or he said is my partner's niece, or he said it was King's niece.
Okay, but you knew who he was referring to?
Yes.
Okay. Did you think anything of it at the time?
No.
Okay, what is it that made you think something different?
I received
Is that 9 a.m. or 9 p.m.?
Yeah, that's the business partner.
When did Mr. Butts return with your car?
The next morning.
Was this normal, abnormal? Not normal? Okay. Did you notice anything in the back seat that was different?
There was a pair of glasses that was left that my son was playing with at the time. I believe they were clear around the frame part. I don't know what the ends look like, but I do remember they were clear.
Okay. So you're at the shop. You see your son playing with the glasses. You take them from him. Is that yes?
Yes, he's on it.
Okay. Now, tell me, what does Jarvis do?
He snapped him from me and said those were his sunglasses.
Okay.
Police also looked into Jarvis's phone location data to track his whereabouts and conduct some searches along those lines to see if they could find anything connected to Naziyah. And they did.
As we did our work there, and we're looking at different locations that Mr. Butts had been to. As we start breaking down the phone mapping a little bit more on Mr. Butts' phone, it kind of led us to 7 Mile Burg. So 7 Mile Burg, there is, it used to be a golf course, which is now shut down. And then on the other side of Burg, there's a parking lot where it has like a bigger building, which used to be the clubhouse for the golf club. And then right behind that parking lot is the Rouge River. We searched the complete river from 8 Mile all the way down past 96 on foot with cadaver dogs in boats in the water.
What evidence did you find?
We collected a pink jumpsuit, bodysuit style,
And then a black hoodie that had a pair of white headphones in the pockets, some gloves, a towel, and a pair of red, black, and white kid shoes. That is one of the black, red, and white kid shoes that we collected from the Florida area. That is the black jacket that was collected. It's towards the front of the photograph, kind of behind that tree branch. So yes, that is the paper and the pair of headphones that was recovered from that packet. So that's going to be the hood of that hooded jacket. We noted that there are several holes in the jacket of unknown origin. That is
Probably because the phone sat down on the laptop.
So how close was the Rouge River, I guess, to the area that you were searching?
So there was a large parking lot just off of the west side of Berg, and then there was an embankment leading down to the river. I would say less than 500 feet.
Come back for part 2 of this recap.
Yeah, I usually wouldn't do it like this.
Welcome to part 2 of the recap on what happened with Naziyah Harris.
Now, the last thing I want to point out concerning these circumstances is that police also believe that they have a motive. Here's a little bit of Naziyah's aunt Shannon testifying about some of that.
Can you kind of describe the relationship between Naziyah and Jarvis?
Should be just the uncle and the niece relationship, no more than that.
And to fast forward, on January 21st, 2024,
Officer Gardner came to pick up Naziyah's tablet. My mom asked me to put it on the charger. I put it on the charger. The tablet, before the tablet was picked up, I looked inside to this tablet. So the first thing I went to was Instagram, which I was scrolling. And I seen Jarvis Butts' Instagram page. I clicked on his page, and I seen 2 messages.
Was the messages of a sexual nature?
No.
Okay.
It was 2 sent pictures, but you can't really make anything out. There wasn't nothing there, but you know, the picture was sent. Called him while he was at work, asked him what is his messages I seen between you and my niece. And he said, what messages? I said, it's 2 particular messages that states out in this picture. And he stated that, I don't know, these messages, I told him what the messages were, and he said it was probably our children was messaging him. And I stated no, because I know how our children will text.
All right, now this is your warning. Police did access messages between then 12-year-old Naziyah and 41-year-old Jarvis Butts, and it's bad. Really bad.
September 27, 2022, 1:54 a.m. She sent a message, where are we doing it at your choice? A message is replied to Jarvis, says basement. The message is sent to Naziyah from Mr. Butts' phone, saying, can you suck my please? And make sure you erase the messages. Go change your clothes and take your panties off. Are we doing it tonight? I'm ready, fresh out the shower. You coming over? Don't have school. Asking, you coming? She received a message from Jarvis that says, stop messing with people and just be mine. I'm finna go to lunch, love you. I can't stop thinking about you either. She sends a message to Jarvis. Hey, you may think I'm ignoring you, but I'm not. My phone broke. Are you mad at me? Please don't be mad. Can you tell me why you mad at me, yes or no? He replies to her saying, I haven't seen or talked to you. He had sent to her, I'm at your house. She says, damn, we was just there. You better not be in my room. He sends her a message that says, I stole your panties. Didn't I make you come faster than ever? Jarvis, I'm sorry for making you mad, but do you ever think how I feel knowing that I can't have you to myself? But you have me to yourself, and no, I'm not seeing anybody else, I swear. Then you going to hit it from the back again? Send me some pictures, please. I want some pictures. And the name on here that she has this number saved is Bae for life, BAE, the number 4, and then life. Are you naked yet? Come on, Bae, I'm sorry, just not in the mood right now, I'm sorry. I didn't sneak out for nobody, I swear. I know you're having a rough day, but I swear I'm not lying. Why won't you believe anything I tell you? I'm not like other girls, there's no need for me to lie to you. The meaning is, you're mine and mine only, and all you're mine and will stay mine. Go take them panties off. He sends a message to her that says, I'm trying to, can I get my dicks up today? I just want your body on mine. We doing something or what? At 0123, she replies, I want to lay with you. He replies, I'm going upstairs. She sends, okay, Shan going up there too. Give her some so she can shut up and leave you alone. She only acting like that because she's horny. Come downstairs so I can sit on it real quick. You was right, it hit different outside. Do you like your girls skinny? That's messed up because I was gonna f the shit out of you. I still want you to do it. August 4, 2023 at 22:07 hours, Naziyah sends to Jarvis. Shan and Nana left. Jarvis replies, okay, what you saying? Naziyah then replies back, what you think I'm trying to say? I want to try something. A threesome. You down for it? Thinking about you. My period haven't came at all. Hello, you there? It have not came. Jarvis replies to her, since when? Since I was in the hospital. That was last month. I'm scared. I don't know IDK. What to do? I have to go to the doctor's TM tomorrow. You said that you took a pregnancy test and it was negative. She replies, it did. Jarvis then replies, so go get another one. I can't. I have no money. 1443, she says, you ain't scared to get a plan B. Get a pregnancy test and bring it later today. Just act like you have to use the bathroom. 1456, Jarvis replies to her with, okay. September 27th, starting at 21:26 hours, Naziyah sends, but are we still on for Friday? Jarvis replies, yes. What we doing though? At 21:49, she sends back, Jarvis replies, seriously? Naziyah replies, yeah, what else we gonna do? Jarvis replies back to her, where? It now jumps to October 21st at 19:05 hours, Naziyah sends, hey babe, I need that plan B today. Jarvis sends her the letter Y.
And now jumping to November 27th.
Naziyah sends, I just want to talk. I really don't want to lose you. I don't want your problem, but I need you to bring me what I need tonight. It's hard doing all this gym shit with this baby. And if I don't do it, I'm going to get an F. January 9th, 2024 at 14:21, Naziyah sent to Jarvis, don't forget to be there before 3. I will let you know when I'm leaving the school. If you're not there, I will wait. Send okay if you see the message so I can delete the number. Jarvis replies, okay, and those messages will delete.
There's no further communication between Naziyah's text number and Jarvis's number after January 9th, 2024, 1 year ago today.
Yes.
All right, so all of that leads me to the final thing that you need to know about this case. And that is that it hasn't gone to trial yet. Everything I just showed you is from the preliminary hearing. A preliminary hearing is when prosecutors get to present their witnesses and evidence in front of a judge, and that judge gets to determine if there's enough probable cause that this case should go to trial. And that's what happened for Jarvis. The prosecutors presented everything that I showed you and more to the judge, and not only did she determine that this case should absolutely go to trial, she also had some words for all of the adults that were in Naziyah's life.
I have to speak on Naziyah Harris and the community. From what I've heard over the last 4 days and 5 days total, is that several people failed her.
I don't know where her mother is. I don't know anything other than that she was forced to live in a home where she was not protected or given adequate attention from love. I don't know where her father is. I don't have any mention of him in her life, no presence. To Cordell, aka King, and all the men who saw Jarvis Butts hanging out and always around these young girls, including his wife, and his 9-year-old daughter going up to the shop to clean up the shop. There's no mention of CPS, and I wonder what their involvement was over the years, because this was not just a one-year thing. There are text messages at least from 2022. To her adoptive grandmother, Annette Harris, whose testimony, in my opinion, was very questionable. I understand why the people put her on the stand to establish Naziyah's residence and the houses on Bedford and the regular routine, to establish also that Naziyah was not a runaway child, that she was not a bad kid. But to always send those girls up there to clean up the shop raises questions. And how were there 2 women in the house who had birthed children themselves who did not notice that Naziyah was pregnant, and I believe she was, and not having her period anymore? And what stood out the most was when Annette Harris stood on the stand, and she learned around 6 p.m. that Naziyah did not come home from school. Instead, she looked around for her and decided to wait until the next morning to call the police. Without a tear, without emotion, or any expression of being devastated. And to her Aunt Shannon, who also showed no emotion, expression of being devastated from Naziyah going missing. She stated that she had friends help look for Naziyah, but was directed to just wait until the morning to call the police. A grown woman who likely suspected something strange going on didn't feel the need to call the police either. They were both able to go to sleep at night without hearing from Naziyah or having any indication that she was coming home at night. As far as the people establishing probable cause, I will focus on count 1 as it's been stated that there is no contention in counts 2 and 3. In count 3, I will amend based off of the emotional testimony I heard that Naziyah was 12 and not 13 at the time that Jarvis Butts had sexual intercourse with her. The prosecution is correct. You do not have to have a body to establish first-degree premeditated murder. It would have been a much shorter exam had her body been found, but this is where we are. In the last 365 days, no text messages. We all heard today and yesterday that she was very active and frequently texting. No social media for you. We heard through testimony that she was also active on social media. No phone calls, which she was also able to do according to testimony. No physical sighting of her by anyone. She never came back to school. No one has seen her. Medical records dated from July 2014 to October 2023 indicated that she had no life-threatening medical issues that would lead to a natural cause of death. While this is still probable cause, the evidence all points to Jarvis Butts. His locations, him being seen with her last, the abortion searches, the abrupt silence between the 2 of them in text messages, and the constant lies he told throughout the entire investigation. We may never know what happened, but from what I heard today and over the last 4 or 5 days, it appears he intended to perform what he thought was a do-it-yourself abortion on Naziyah. He went south, and instead of seeking medical attention for her, he intentionally killed her and tried his best to cover it up. As much as I want her to be alive today, there is at least probable cause to show and believe that she's dead and she was murdered by Jarvis Butts. Mr. Butts, stand up. You can sit over there for 4 days with your head down, sitting between and behind your attorney with your mask on and taking vigorous notes. I want you to pay attention and listen to everything I have to say. I have been trying to figure out for the last 5 days, you. At one point, I thought you were cognitively impaired when you were sit down. And then maybe you had the brain of a 10-year-old, and that's why you were doing such things. But as I heard more and more testimony, you were just a true definition of a pedophile. Watching you laugh and brag about all the women you have with different women and the children and the girlfriends, and making babies to groom them, and having them in your presence, cleaning up your shop. No little girls around you has none of you here today. You ruled Naziyah. You played mind games with her. We all heard that. You controlled her emotionally. She was exposed to so much at such a young age. The text messages between you two were disgusting to hear. And to think that she had you saved in her phone as base for life. Naziyah deserves so much more. And while I mentioned other people that failed her, Jarvis Butts, you were the monster in this whole picture. She did deserve love from her parents.
I agree with you, TT.
She was ignored, she was neglected, and you took complete advantage of that. She wanted someone to love her, and she will never know what that feels. Your children deserve more. As much as the defense counsel has raised issues on count one, all that has done is raise the question of fact for the trial fact, which means that this will be for a jury or judge to hear the third circuit. I pray for the healing of all the victims and young girls and possibly boys who have come into contact with you. As a community, we should look at this case as a prime example of how much work we have to do when it comes to protecting our children and especially our black girls. I pray for closure and healing for all those who have been traumatized lately. And for you, Jarvis Butts, I wish you a speedy trial and that justice be good. Your bind over date is January 16th and 9 o'clock. Anything else for the record?
This is why I can't do cases about children, because it is infuriating. Okay, so next up will be Jarvis Butts' trial. There isn't a date set yet, but I'm sure it's coming soon. And in the words of that judge, I wish for a speedy trial and for justice to be delivered.
Yeah, I don't know if she said something about the laughing part. Somebody said that it's crazy not calling the police. Yeah. This stuff is
I'm not a lawyer, but I am
I'm
a
trying
mother.
to think. Guys, this I don't know why I think I'd be tripping, but he done did my oil change. He done did a couple of my oil changes. Yeah. That's why he looks so familiar to me. Like, I'm like, I done seen this guy before. Like, he done did my... Because y'all see how his hair cut while he in court? But look at this. I remember him like that.
And there's a case out of Detroit.
I remember him like that, y'all. That guy right there, I know him. He's done my oil changes. Yeah, he's done my oil changes. Yeah, that's why I kept replaying that part, TT. That break your heart to hit on family members. And it's like if you ain't do nothing, like he could have turned around and said, I don't know, but no, y'all, he's done my oil changes. It wasn't at the place where they saying he worked now, but I know the owner of where he was working at. And if I'm not mistaken, the last time I went there, he wasn't there. Man, it's starting to fuck my head up looking at him like, yeah, it's like when you know you've had conversations with somebody. Now, to confirm if he the guy I'm talking about, if I was to find him on Facebook and I find a video of his son or whatever, who I've seen, or the person he said was his son, it might make sense. Even more sense. I'm just trying to bring awareness to something.
Welcome to part 2 of the recap on what happened with Naziyah Harris.
Now, the last thing I want to.
Well, he had that mask on, so I couldn't tell if he was like laughing or something. Let me see if somebody else talking about this on YouTube. That's something I haven't looked at. This from our news.
What if I told you that hers customers report losing...
This the news. I see everybody from Detroit. We see the news down there every other day. And we see the news, some shit going on.
over 9 pounds in their first month while on compounded GLP-1 inject.
Yeah, he did my oil changes. Like, I'm not playing. That's the guy that done did, like, yeah. Like, for sure, that's him. That's why I keep, like, he don't just look familiar. I've talked to him. I've talked to this dude. And I remember when I first met him, it's like I came to the oil change place to get obviously an oil change, and I said what type of oil I needed. Or he seen it, he like, you need some special oil. He like, how about this? He like, just go buy it and buy the stuff for it, and then I just do it for you for $10. But he was working at an actual oil change place. So yeah, y'all. When you have kids, you can't trust anybody, right? Smiley said weirdos everywhere. I remember coming out of Walmart one time, some guy in a van tried to call me over to ask a question. I was like, hell no, I kept going. Wow, that's scary. Be careful, ladies.
Testimony from another child today alleging sexual abuse by the same man accused of killing 13-year-old Naziyah Harris. And we're learning of new DNA. Another child today alleging sexual abuse by the same man accused of killing 13-year-old Naziyah Harris. And we're learning of new DNA analysis that could determine whether Jarvis Butts goes on trial for murder. Sean Lay following today's hearing for us. And Sean, this chilling case, it just keeps getting worse and worse as we learn more.
Did y'all just fucking hear that? This is fucking 6 days ago. It say new details about him doing something to another child, which is what the judge was saying. The judge was saying, I'm scared to find out that she's not your only victim. Look, did you just hear what I just played, TT? Listen.
Testimony from another child today alleging sexual abuse by the same man accused of killing 13-year-old Naziyah Harris. And we're learning of new DNA analysis that could determine whether Jarvis Butts goes on trial for murder. Sean Lay following today's hearing for us. And Sean, this chilling case, it just keeps getting worse and worse as we learn more.
Chilling is a good way of putting it. Stomach turning also. Every witness, every hour here at the court. Here's what's new about this today. This is the first time we're hearing the voice of Jarvis Butts. He is 41 years old. He is accused of the sexual abuse and murder of a 13-year-old girl named Naziyah Harris. She was related to one of Butts' many girlfriends, and he called Naziyah his niece. The teen was last seen with Butts after school last January 9th. Then Naziyah Harris went missing. Police brought Butts in for this interrogation during a search for her, where Butts told police everything he knew about the girl was on his cell phone that police seized during a search warrant. You have to listen very closely to pick up what Butts is saying, but he says he has nothing to hide.
Everything is in my phone. Y'all have possession of my phone. Take a look at it. Go through it. I don't know what that's about. I don't know why she said.
A co-worker of Butts testified that Butts and Naziyah Harris were at their auto repair shop the evening Naziyah Harris vanished. But Butts told investigators the last time he saw Naziyah was weeks before.
He stated to me that he had last seen her at the end of December or early January sometime at the grandmother's house getting her hair done.
Okay. And did he say anything about knowing where Naziyah's bus stop was?
Yes.
Okay. What did he say about that?
He said that her bus stop was at a 3-mile drive in Cornwall.
Back here live outside 36th District Court. Keep in mind, everyone, this is not a trial. It's a preliminary examination to see if a judge will move Butts on to face a murder and sexual assault trial. It's going to continue tomorrow. What's happening here is that there's no body to point to. Naziyah Harris's remains have never been found, so prosecutors are taking the time to link every dot they can to this defendant. We'll be here tomorrow. It'll also be streaming live on Local 4 Plus. Check it out because it is eye-opening. Live tonight downtown. Sean Lay, Local 4, back.
So much chilling testimony today and more to come. As you mentioned, Sean, we appreciate it.
This is how AI optimizes my schedule. This meeting got canceled.
Yeah, this guy.
Testimony from another child today alleging sexual abuse by the same man accused of killing 13-year-old Naziyah.
Oh, look, oh, girl got a YouTube channel. I am not a lawyer, but...
I'm not a lawyer, but I am a wife and a mom.
That's crazy, you two just recommended me her channel and I was just showing her video. What up, Livy? What up, what up? Oh my God, look at this.
Valerie Louise Smith.
And Ms. Smith, I want to call your attention back to March 7th of 2024. At that time, in what area did you live?
That's where I live currently, in Southern Mount Evergreen area.
Okay, and is that near Evergreen and St. Martin's?
Yes.
Okay, is that in the city of Detroit, Wayne County?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And on March 7th, 2024, did you come into contact with the police?
Yes.
Okay, and what was the reason you came into contact with the Detroit Police Department?
I found the young lady's ID.
And where did you find that ID?
Directly across the street from my house.
And was it like a driver's license, school ID, or something else?
School ID, it looked like.
And when you found that, was that the first time you had seen it there?
No, I stepped over it for 2.5 weeks before I decided to pick it up.
Okay, and is there a reason after 2.5 weeks of noticing it there that you decided to pick it up?
I just decided to pick it up that day. I was going out shopping. I said, well, let me get it and send it back to whomever it belongs to.
Okay, and when you picked it up, did you read the name on that ID?
Yes.
And what was the name on the ID?
Naziyah Harris.
And did that raise any concerns in your mind?
It sure did.
And what's the reason it raised concerns?
I just heard it on the news before it came up.
You heard her name?
Her name, yes.
And when you picked it up, did you have gloves on or anything like that?
No.
And you used your bare hand on it?
I took my thumb and flipped it. And when I saw the name, I just put my hands on the outside of it.
And what was the reason you just put your hands on the
I
outside?
didn't want any disturb any of the prints that were on there.
And when you picked it up, did you place it in anything?
Once I got to the next stop, I was on the bus line, I took it in the gas station and I put it in a lid.
Okay, so let's back up for a second. You picked it up and then got onto the bus?
Yeah, but I still had it like this.
And
I never put my fingerprints on any more prints on it.
And for the record, the witness indicated by holding her hands about
Yes,
3 inches apart.
yes.
Her fingers. And when you got to the gas station, did you go into the gas station?
Yes.
And did you tell the people in the gas station about what you found?
Yes, sir. I also told the bus driver what I had found.
And then after you told the gas station people, what happened next?
I asked them to call the police for me.
And did they?
Yes.
And then did the police come to your location?
Yes.
And after the police got there, what happened next?
They took me back to my house so I could show them exactly where I found the ID at.
And did you show them that?
Yes.
And did you give them the ID as well?
Yes. I gave it to them when they initially pulled up.
And may I approach her? I'm approaching the People's Proposed Exhibit 40. Ms. Smith, do you recognize that?
Yes, sir.
And is that the ID that you found?
Yes, sir.
And move to admit People's Proposed 40.
No objection.
Give me a minute.
And permission to publish on the screen.
Yes.
And Ms. Smith, I don't know if you can see the screen from where you are. That's the picture I just showed you, correct?
Yes, sir.
And is that the cup or the top of the
That's the lid. I saw
lid that you
Yes,
put
sir.
it in? Is that a yes?
Yes, sir.
And on the bottom left, it says grade 8, correct?
Yes.
I have nothing further, Judge. Thank you.
Check this out. I'm going to show you how I afforded this car. Okay, you ready? All right, $118 for car insurance. That's how.
Good afternoon, Ms. Smith.
Hi, how are you?
Okay, thank you. You said that you picked up the ID, was it March the 6th? Or I'm sorry, the 7th?
Yes.
Yes. And you said you had been stepping over it for approximately 2 weeks?
About 2.5 weeks I stepped over.
Okay, so that puts you in February.
When I initially saw
When
it,
you initially
yes.
saw it, okay. And you said you had been stepping over it?
Mm-hmm.
So does that mean that it was actually on the sidewalk?
No, it was in the grass.
In the grass?
Face down.
The grass next to the street?
Yes.
So there's like usually kind of like an easement between like the street and the sidewalk?
Yes.
And there's like a patch of grass there?
Yes.
And is that right in front of the bus stop or?
No, it was a little ways up from the bus stop.
Okay, from the bus stop, between the bus stop and what other landmark would you say?
Nothing else is there.
Nothing else there?
No.
How far to the corner of the block?
From St. Martin's. It's not that far.
Okay, so a few steps?
2 steps, yes. A few steps.
Perfect.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, go ahead. Thank you.
Can we read that?
Yes, please.
Got this old lady in here. It's sad.
Miss Smith, just a couple of questions for you. Miss Quick asked you a couple of questions about specifically where you found it. You said it was in a patch of grass next to the sidewalk?
Yes.
Okay. And you said you had been stepping over it for about 2.5 weeks before you gave it to the police department.
Before I decided to pick it up, yes, sir.
The 2.5 weeks that you've been stepping over it at the beginning of that, is that the first time you noticed it?
Yes, sir.
And it could have been there before those 2.5 weeks, correct?
Yes, sir.
Speculation.
I don't think it's a yes or no question, but I don't think that.
She can only testify.
She's saying that's a purpose.
Yes, Your Honor. The objection is how can she testify to how long it could have been there prior? She can only testify to what she knows, and she testified that she knows it's been there for 2.5 years.
Did you see it being placed there on the grass? I'm sorry? Did you see it being placed on the grass? No, ma'am. So, I'm going to sustain the objection, because she didn't know, but she didn't see it right.
Okay. So the first time you noticed it was 2.5 weeks prior to March 2nd?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And when you talked to the police officers, did you look at a photo, a Google Street View of your location?
Yes, sir.
And did you indicate on that photo where you found it?
Exactly, yes. They took me back to my house, so I could show them exactly where I found it.
May I approach, Judge?
Yes.
I'm approaching with what's going to be marked as People's Proposed 62. Do you recognize that, ma'am?
Yes.
And is that the photo that you signed and indicated where you found it?
Yes, sir.
At this time, I would move to admit People's Proposed 62.
No objection. Will it be admitted?
And permission to publish, since I don't have a hard copy.
Okay.
And on the screen, is that the photo I just showed you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and there's a circle with a line going up from the bottom of the screen there. Is that circle where you indicated you found it?
Yes, sir.
Nothing further, Judge.
I have just a couple questions based on this picture. Please.
Ms. Smith, so as we look at the picture here, in which direction, to left or right, is the bus stop?
To the right.
To the right, so closer to the church? Is that or that white building that's in
No, that's a person's house right there.
Okay.
It was like, okay, I come out of my driveway, and it's like catty corner to the bus stop from my driveway.
Well, the sign is where the bus stop is, right?
Yes, right there.
Okay. And so, okay. That's all I have, thank you.
Nothing further.
Okay, Ms. Smith, you are fantastic. Okay.
Time doesn't heal all wounds.
I feel like it's fucked up that they putting that old lady through like she did something wrong. That'd be irritating. I know y'all want to get all the facts, but it's like, don't make her feel like she did something wrong. And no different than being a fucking juror. She can say if she feel like the ID was there before she saw it. The fuck? Yeah, you'd be stressed out too because it's like you wanted to do the right thing by reporting that you found the fucking school ID to this young girl you just heard about on the news. But it's like, as a human, you also know, like, damn, I'm considered a witness. I had to go to court. I had to testify. Then if you don't testify, then this guy get out or get away with it. You don't feel like it's on you because you didn't go to court. So it's like weird. Yeah, she's tripping. I know it's early. I was just trying to get out here because I definitely want to cover this story. It's not over, y'all. The trial ain't set yet. So when stuff hit that close to home, y'all, like, I'm trying to think of I'm thinking of somebody else, but I know that's the guy. And I saw the comment that said people ain't gonna want to go to the shop no more. Like, that shop is not always open, y'all. That's the weirdest part. Because it's really like a little, kind of like a tire shop. But at the same time, They got a garage or two so they can work on cars, but don't nobody go there to get their car worked on for real. So that was probably just to play for the underlay. Don't nobody go to them. Trust me. I ain't never went to that specific place to get none. I think I went there one day to try to get a tire and I ain't had the size I wanted. The gas station is dirty. The gas station is like probably the dirtiest gas station in Detroit. Like, I'm not even bullshitting. Because most gas stations has been renovating and upgrading and, you know what I'm saying? Because they've been looking the same for probably over 10 years. Yeah, it hit close to home, Smiley. It's a deep story. Like, I see I see both of y'all invested, but TT said, I want to know how many other young girls are going to come forward. Me too. Smiley said, that's an interesting story. I bet the trial will be crazy. You should go back there and see what they say. Yeah, no, I'm waiting on the trial date. So once we get the trial date and stuff, we can start covering this story. There's a channel dude who investigates stuff like this. He goes to the places and does his own investigating. It's interesting. That's crazy. I was talking about that last night. Like, I could go, like, no bullshit. Like, I could leave out the house right now and be at this gas station, be at the shop he worked at in like fucking 6 minutes. No bullshit. And that's doing the speed limit. I could be right at that damn shop. Like, I don't have to GPS it. That's what's crazy about me. I ain't got to GPS it, nothing. I know exactly what shop they say he worked at. And the deepest thing I'm going to do is I need to go back to the shop where I feel like he worked at. Because, again, if he's not there, man, if I go to the other shop, because it should still be open, and I'm like, you know, where my man's at? They used to work here, and they like, he don't work here no more. That's the dude. Because I remember going there trying to get a oil change like the past couple months, like 3 months ago, 2 months ago. And I'm like, where my man's at? Because I told y'all he'll let me go buy my oil and he'll do my oil change for like $10. So instead of it cost me 60, 70, it'll cost me like 40. You know what I'm saying? I wonder if the grandmother and the fiance will get charged with anything. Probably so. That shop sounds creepy if it's not open all the time. It's not, y'all. It's not. And to me, it's like they own the shop. It's connected to a gas station. Like, maybe they do own it. But again, it's like that shop I ain't never seen no cars really getting worked on up there. Nothing. That's why I said it seemed like it's the play for the underlay. They weren't fixing on no cars at that place. I ride past that shop every day. Every day. Y'all know I'm not bullshitting. I ride past that shop every day. Oops. It'll be interesting to see if they say, oh, he's in jail. Yeah, oh, y'all, yeah. Y'all, I don't give a fuck. Oh, I'm gonna do that today. I don't care. I'm not playing. I gotta shoot a couple moves anyways. I'm going to literally pull up there like, y'all, Man, guys, y'all say it all the time. Like I know a lot of people. That's why with him, I'm like, it's so weird how in court he got the haircut, but when you see him with the non-haircut, I'm like, I know that dude without that haircut. What's his name? Ooh. Y'all lucky I'm on my phone, cause I will go on Facebook and my bad. If I could find his Facebook and find a little boy that would be at the shop with him, like I know that little boy. That shit'd be crazy, y'all. Probably that would be crazy to go there and they say he's in jail. Yeah. Maybe look up the shop and see if his pictures is on there. I tell you what I do know, what I'm thinking about is the person that owned the oil change place that I would go to where I believe he worked at, they other shop is shut down. And I just noticed that like the past couple of weeks, and I'm like, damn, why they shut down? Like over there where he actually worked, it's just like dead over there. It's kind of like something is going on. Or people not coming to this place, but I didn't know. Yo, I know the owner of the shop. Like, I got his number. Like, I could fucking call this dude. Like, hey, Frank. I could just be on some bullshit. Like, who? Like, is anybody at the shop on over there on Warren past Cashew? And then he like, yeah, nobody there. I'm like, what happened to the light skinned guy? Like, I could literally call him. I got his personal number. I could call him and ask him that like right now. I'm not bullshitting, y'all. Just to see. Look, I'm about to do it. Look, I'm about to try to call him real quick. Just to see like if he gonna direct me to one of his other shops, but I'm gonna ask him. Give me a second. I'm gonna come right back. I knew it. I fucking knew it. I don't know if y'all hear me right now. Baby. What's wrong? Guys, that's him. That's the guy that's been doing my oil changes. I knew it. Man, come on. I'm from fucking Detroit. Like, I knew it. So that's the guy that's been doing my fucking oil changes for the past couple years. Okay. Baby. I just fucking I just kept saying, I said, that nigga, that motherfucker with that haircut, I don't know who that Mexican looking motherfucker is. But that dude, when they show him with the hair, I said, I know that motherfucker. I'm like, I'm telling them on here, yes, that's him. Guys, I just called the owner of the shops. I said, Frank, this my guy. I said, Frank, this Derek. What's going on, Derek? He know who I am. I said, Frank, is anybody over at, this is literally true story, y'all. I said, is it anybody over at the shop on Warren Pass Casual? Yeah, somebody over there. Who you looking for? I said, I'm trying to get an oil change. The light skinned guy. He been there for a while. I said, yeah, he been doing my oil change for the past couple years, Frank. Cause Frank, the owner sent me over there. He said, go over to my new shop, get an oil change there. Da 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 da. Guys, he said, have you been watching the news? I said, what? I said, Frank, no way. That's him. I said, Frank, get the fuck out of here. He said, I swear to God on my life. That's how cool he is. I said, Frank, I call you back. I got a podcast. I need you on there just to say, because he's worked for this. Like, that's why I say I don't recall the guy saying he's an owner. He was an employee to me. So it didn't make sense. That's why I said weird. That's why I added in the random facts, like the fact that this dude, that shop they saying he owned, that shop don't be fucking open. I ride past that shop. I'm every fucking day. That shop don't be open. That shop be open like on some weird shit. Like 3 times out the year, you look over there and the gate up and people there. It ain't no functioning business. I can't make this shit up, y'all. Y'all don't understand. I knew it. I knew it. I said, I know that, man. That dude. Guys, yes, the owner of the shop. I didn't just call a random person in Detroit. I just called the person who I'm like, he owned the shop. I didn't think about that this whole time. Remember earlier, I was like, I'm probably just gonna drive up there and try to get an oil change and be like, what a light skin dude at? What that light skin dude? It's him. That's why the last time I went there to get an oil change, he wasn't there. Guess they saying, baby. Y'all know I was thinking about that this whole time before I ever even called the fucking owner. Like, I was literally in my mind like, maybe they need to search this place where I think I know this man be at. They said they need to go search the oil change place. I don't think they would search the oil change place when they focused on Connor. You see what I'm saying?
Well, her clothes and stuff that she was last seen on his cell phone pins to the river. Her clothes was stacked and ripped off.
But it could be evidence anything at this shop. This is where he was working. Then he didn't just work there, he ran the shop.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, like, even like with the witnesses and stuff, and giving their statements, they asked like what were the common places he would be at that would be like involved.
Open go. I don't know, baby. I'm just trying to help. I don't know. I'm just saying, like.
That's the first thing I know. Family members, places he be at, they getting statements from everybody. Give us a list and address the places. You know, I know the places where they been at.
Oh my God. I ain't even trying to be a detective, but I'm just saying, like, I knew it, baby. Baby, you gotta think, just for the past like 30 minutes, I've been right here, like, as we watching the video clips, I'm like, man, this dude don't seem familiar. It's like I'm starting to recall conversations with this dude. Like, I've talked to him. Huh? Like, I've actually fucking talked to this guy. Would you just want something? No, I did finish. I got you. No, you're onto something. They really do need to search the. I ain't gonna lie. I asked the owner, do he want to come on the podcast? He said, yeah. Like, he'd come on. Yo, I could just pull up on him more than likely. If he at one of his shops, I could just pull up on him and do that shit like live in person. Right. They said what you said, baby. No, it's not. No, y'all. The shop where he did my oil changes at is not shut down. He's just not there. That's just, man, that irritates me, like, to even go to the gas station that's connected to the shop. The motherfuckers make it seem like ain't nothing going on, nothing happened. Like, that's why this gas station look like trash. No, that's what I'm trying to understand. When I seen him, he worked by himself. And then he had this kid with him. He said it was his son, but at this fucking point, I don't know. They said but the people he worked with, he worked solo. No, I ain't never seen that dude. That's what I'm saying. Man, Frank just fucked my head up, baby. He did. You ain't been watching the news? Well, honestly, no. This was brought to my attention. He like, that's my man's on the news. Baby, you know what creep you out when people like him, it's like, he the type of dude try to get advice and shit. Like, dude, how the fuck is you giving somebody advice? The fuck? No, y'all. The owner shop, his shops is dead. That's why people ain't at these shops. Now everything makes sense. Everything makes sense now. Instead of me just wondering, like, damn, Frank owned all these shops. Frank a good dude. What's going on? You know what? I'm lying. I talked to Frank probably like a little over a year ago. I pulled up there to talk to him. And guess what he said? He told me some shit was going on, but he didn't say, you know what I'm, you know how somebody like, man, there's some shit going on, people calling, like, it's a lot going on. You hear me? My motherfuckers trying to get the shop shut down. I'm like, what's going on? This was it, y'all. Yeah, he'd have a kid with him, and the kid would be helping him do the oil changes. So I always, when I go there, I make sure I get a little boy like $5, $10 because he working. You know what I'm saying? I think it's scary how somebody can seem like a normal person. You hear me? Y'all, it's starting to creep me out at this point. It's starting to creep me out. I ain't even about the bullshit. I'm starting to think about when I go there, it's quiet. It's like you not at a business. It's kind of like, it's starting to creep me out. I ain't even gonna bullshit. fucking talk to this nigga. Like, I mean, wouldn't Frank be like in court if he knew anything other than what we know as the public? Baby. So wouldn't Frank? Yeah, it's crazy. If he knew anything, wouldn't he be in court as a witness before the trial? Right. So it's fair game at this point. I could definitely have him on. Cause all signs leading to dude is. It's just, I'm like, man, why does nigga look like a damn Mexican, a kid or something? I can't mean this. Man, that ain't the nigga I met with the dreads or whatever. Like, I ain't stupid. And then, you know, like, the deepest part is, like, when you think about, like, somebody disappeared, too. Like, nigga, this nigga disappeared. Like, the fuck, like, you know, like, the timing, right, baby? Like, he disappeared. Like, where the fuck did he go? Yeah, it's gonna be crazy if they find something in that shot. They probably already searched it, like y'all said, though. Like my baby said it. Look a little too poofy. Huh? It's layers, but it look too like poof. Shouldn't look like a lion. It's a pretty hairstyle, though. I seen real hairstyle yesterday. Her hair was like blue, gold, and green. She just be experimenting.
She a Detroit celebrity. You gotta come like how Detroit is. Everybody finds her. Detroit get their hair done.
Yeah. Yeah, it does. So everybody find Detroit to get their hair done?
You go out of town. Yeah. You from Detroit.
Oh, so that's why you invested. Well, at least in hair products. Man, to have something that close to your home and to know you talk to this dude, I would be creeped out too. Nah, y'all, like he been doing my oil changes for the past couple years, like literally, no bullshit. And when I go to certain places, like somebody like him, like I said, I know I could get a little discount, so I'm like, fuck it. I can go buy my oil, buy my air filter, whatever, and just pay him $10. You know what I'm saying? And I remember the last time he did my oil change, or I went back and I was like, I had the stuff. And he's like, you don't mind if I charge you 20 this time, fam? I'm like, I don't mind, cause he had been charging me 10 for so long. So I still felt like I was saving, you know what I'm saying? And it don't matter. He had looked out for me before. If I gotta pay more that time, it is what it is. But when I went back after that, he wasn't there. I don't know. I might just pull up on him, man. I might just pull up on him. I don't know. This shit crazy, man. And it's early. It's almost 12 o'clock, but I'm just like, Frank, it's not like I'm a random person calling him. Like, we know each other. Because my uncle used to own a shop, and we used to send a lot of our cars over to Frank's. That's how I met him. Like, I didn't meet him as, like, needing something done to my car. I met him on some, like, business. So there's a lot of money getting broke, bread exchanged during them times. I was young. Like 21, 22 and shit like that. So I know Frank from that. And then I start getting work done on my vehicles over the years with him. So it's when I see him, ain't no like, it's Frank. I've been had his number on my phone for years. That's why I just called him like, Frank. I could have just been like, Frank, is that guy? I could have. But I ain't want to just cut into him like that. That's why I'm like, I'm trying to get an oil change. I'm not lying. What that guy that be at the shop on Warren and Casual? He like, you ain't been watching the news? I said, Frank, get the fuck out of here. That's not him. He said, yes, it is. I swear to God on my soul. Yeah. Man. It's a wicked, wicked world, man. That's what's getting to me, just knowing that when I talk to him, he one of them guys trying to like drop kind of like wisdom and advice and shit like that. Like, I don't know, that shit gonna make me look at people a little different. Not everybody, but it's just like, like how dare some people be like that? Then I think about simple shit, y'all. The location of the shop he was at is literally steps away from the biggest high school around here. So he was, for him to be a sex offender, he was super close to a school. He wasn't.
Can't be across the street or up the street.
500 feet? What the fuck is that? Man, them kids be walking all up warm when they get out of school. What?
But again, that's the grandma auntie's house. Man, he don't live there. Come over here a lot, so you can't live there if you that close to the school. You know, you gotta be registered. You gotta tell.
But wait. If you're a sex offender, you can't be around kids type shit, right? No? You can't live with them? That's what I said, because his son will be at the shop.
I don't know what the line says. Like, unless it's your biological child. I don't know if it's like, it don't matter if it's your child or not. I don't know. I guess it depends on the degree. Because, you know, like the age. If it's like a 16, 17-year-old, or if it's like a 10-year-old, that's like a, you know.
So at this point, what was his other charges for if he was a 4th degree? That's the question.
I'm sure that's common knowledge. His oldest one probably.
Yeah, what the fuck was his? Look, y'all, it's cool. I'm gonna get back on here ASAP. We gonna have a real conversation on this. I ain't gonna do it like this, but this shit too much. We'll be talking about this shit forever. I'm gonna figure out. I'm gonna pull up on Frank, even if I ain't live. I might do a video at this point. But I catch y'all later. Appreciate you, TT. Make sure you come back.